We're going to play a game now.
Yes.
Well, you're going to play a game.
I already played it.
You played it. We're going to talk about it.
Talk about it.
It's a Grasshopper game
Yeah, sure is.
made in Unreal Engine.
Mm-hmm. This
Called
is,
To Improve Loser Experience.
Yeah. Well, that is a good way of putting it because this is a
That's a Grim Reaper on a skateboard.
that's Uncle Death. You're gonna get well acquainted with Uncle Death.
Uncle Death.
Uncle Death.
So this,
Tio de Muerto.
so this game's called Let It Die.
Let It Die. It is free to play, hack and slash, roguelike, Souls-like, buzzword.
Free to play, hack and slash,
Uh-huh.
roguelite.
Yeah.
What's the other buzzwords?
Souls.
Souls like.
Yeah.
Like, is it. What?
All will be.
Why would you do a free to play Souls like?
All
That sounds
will
like the
be-
worst model possible
It
for a game.
will be made clear.
Because the whole thing about free to play games is that then they have like gotcha pulls or loot boxes or some shit where you have to. I mean, the developers have to make money on this somehow.
Yeah, the pay aspect comes from of course, cosmetics.
Right.
And B, continues. Because if you get 3 free continues a day. All right?
Okay.
So if you if you run out of continues, you have to start right back at the fucking beginning.
Okay. I kind of don't hate that.
Right.
Because that, more than anything else, feels like the proper combination of like loot box mechanics with arcade sensibilities.
Yeah.
You know, with the whole you died, give us another quarter if you want to play again mentality.
Yeah, exactly. It's classic.
So I don't hate that.
Yeah.
Actually, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
You will find out that this game is really far up its own ass, but that's okay, because it deserves to be. This game is fun as shit.
This is like a low budget Hideo Kojima intro for a Metal Gear game.
Yeah, a little bit.
There's no little bit about it. That's exactly what it is.
It's actually, I think it's Mark Hamill doing the narration here.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd they get
I don't
him
know.
for this
I don't
game?
know how they did it. But
All right, so when did this game come out? Let It Die. I've never heard anything about this.
I want to say sometime between 2017 and 2019.
Okay.
But I'm not entirely sure.
Well, I gotta tell you, it looks like it came out way earlier than that.
Well,
so
that's just
far.
the intro. And then it just goes right back into current gen graphics, you see.
Disagree. I want to say that was a weird. There's like a weird outline.
This game is very stylized. In
You say-
several ways. There's Chris, all right, just bear with me. There's a bunch of shit going on. This game is chaos.
Is this a Japanese game?
You know what? I think so. Very Japanesey.
I just the immediate juxtaposition of both cell shaded graphics and non cell shaded graphics, and then that motorcycle has a face.
Yeah.
And then she's driving around in a gas mask, and then she just took it off. So obviously the gas mask wasn't for like gas protection. It was just like a style
To
thing.
keep bugs out of her teeth, she stopped the motorcycle.
Oh, she better put her beret on before she keeps going. Now that I've reached this point of my journey, I must switch hats.
Yeah, this game is a unique blend of several things, but it's mostly
There's a spider and a Grim Reaper on the skateboard as loading screen icons, and I don't understand why there's two. There's two different loading screens. What is this?
This is selecting a character. You see, you have a bunch of clones lined up because you're gonna fucking die. Not so much at first. You get through the little bit of tutorial, and then you get through maybe a level or two because you're climbing a tower.
This should be like how Mortal Kombat does select a fighter right before they enter the subway stage.
I really dig this character select, actually.
Where it's just like everybody's hooked up to tubes. That would work really well in the Matrix also.
Yes.
Like in a Matrix game, if
Yes.
if it said like select your character. So in this theoretical Matrix game that I'm creating in my head.
Go ahead.
You're like on the Nebuchadnezzar, or any other Matrix ship if you don't want to, date it.
Sure.
And then there's just like a line of people lined up in chairs, and everybody's waiting to be jacked in to the Matrix, and so you have to select from the people in chairs, and then once like the thing goes into the back of their heads, then you get to go into like your actual character selection thing, but it's just like the stark white background of the construct, and you get to, that's where your character select screen is, or creation.
Yeah, and then you pick out your loadout.
Because that's your base, is everybody on the, that they're always going to look like that. These are the 6-8 people you have to deal with. But once you like go into the Matrix is the representation of what that person thinks they look like. That was the whole deal with like why the Matrix is like a trans allegory, and why the character of Switch was originally supposed to be male and female at the same time.
And now the Wachowski, they're the Wachowski sisters now.
Yes. Well, I think they're just the Wachowskis. I don't know if...
Oh, they're non-binary.
I honestly don't know.
Oh, okay.
I know that they both... I don't know. I don't know.
It's kind of surreal that they're both.
It is.
trans.
It is a little strange that two brothers who advertise themselves as two brothers are now have both like transitioned, but. That's if that's what they want, that's great.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Well, the thing about twins is, they are they twins?
I don't think so.
All right. The thing about
I don't know.
The thing about siblings in general is you kind of want to establish your individuality.
Yeah.
So
it's strange that they both did that.
To me. Yeah.
One did it before the other.
Okay.
I know that. But I just don't know. Like it's not something that I've super paid attention to.
Right.
Number one, and also like my theory on like I don't want to say like my theory on trans people, but my theory on just the idea of transgender, non-binary stuff in general is that like if that's the case, if someone feels that way, if someone thinks that they should be the certain thing. Like, who the fuck are you to tell them that they're wrong?
Exactly.
And so, but also, like, who the fuck are you that that's even your business?
Right. And who the fuck are you that would even bother you?
Well, yeah, that's the thing, where it's like, you just want people to be happy. And so whatever it takes to get to that point, it doesn't really matter what that takes, as long as it's not hurting anybody else.
They just want them to be happy in their own
Well,
box.
that's the problem with most, I think the people that have issues with transgender people is it is like a very, I want you to be happy, but you have to be happy in the way that I think being happy is.
Be happy asterisk.
Like, and there's a perfect example just like in the fact that, today's Halloween.
Yeah.
And I think at this point that like I don't give a fuck about Halloween. I've never given a fuck about Halloween. I don't like dressing up. I do not care. It has nothing for me.
See, we're on the opposite end of the spectrum because I give a fuck about Halloween more than any other holiday.
I understand that.
And this is going to be the saddest one. Corona killed Halloween. Specifically, irresponsible adults killed Halloween.
I understand that, and I'm sorry. Your holiday can't be celebrated in the way that you want it to.
It's okay. I just have to adapt. We're doing candy apples and scary movies.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah, all right.
I've honestly never liked candy apples because it seems like a good way to break a tooth.
Sure.
Just from like the way that popular media has presented candy apples to me.
Well, just apples in general.
It seems like every time someone takes a bite of a candied apple in a TV show, they immediately are like, "Oh, this is really good," and then they start to whistle through a broken part of the tooth. And that scares me.
Right. Do you like caramel apples better?
I think apples are fine.
Just fine the way they are. Nature's candy.
I don't understand the point of dipping apples in things. Because it's just on the outside. The outside is the worst part of the apple. I would much rather have a plate of sliced apple slices. Yeah. And then just like a little tiny thing of caramel,
you will dip those in the caramel. Okay,
that tastes fine. Yeah.
So you're just having a caramel apple with extra steps.
Well, if I was gonna do that, I would do it with peanut butter though, because I think apples and peanut butter are better than apples and caramel.
Okay, yeah.
But you can't dip an apple in peanut butter because it's
not really. You can smear the peanut butter on the apple and then eat it. You ever have ants on a log?
When you pick up item, you can
What is that again?
Ants on a log is celery, like a stalk of celery
With peanut butter and then
peanut
raisins.
butter and then raisins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I haven't, because I'm not a monster.
Yeah, because celery's awful.
Celery is okay. I very rarely have I ever just been like, I want to take a big bite of this celery.
Celery's a garbage food, and by garbage food, I mean it requires more calories to eat than you actually gain from the food itself.
Is that true?
Yes. It requires more calories to chew a stalk of celery and digest it than it does than you get caloric intake from the celery. And it's just a waste, because every time you get like buffalo wings or something, there's a stalk of celery, and I feel like people eat more shit off the bones. More people eat the actual bones of the chicken than they do the fucking celery that comes with chicken wings.
Well, to tangent from that a little bit, I think hot wings and chicken wings are a big ass fucking waste of time. They're messy. There's not a lot of meat
Not a
there.
lot.
It's usually overcooked.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's such I've said messy first, but like I'm saying it again
Because it bears repeating.
it's such a mess. Like if I could like eat buffalo wings in like surgical gloves and a mask, that's the only way that it's pleasurable, because it's just such like I've got a mustache and a beard.
Oh
like,
yeah. Oh yeah, it's very messy.
it's gross, and
That's why they give you like little wet naps.
it gives you burny poops.
Well, it depends on your sauce. If you get like a super hot sauce, like I would, see,
You'll get burny poops.
my butthole's calloused by now because of all the hot stuff I eat.
Right.
Want to give me some of those mushrooms?
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't know if there was going to be more to that or
No,
not.
that's it.
All right, well, let's stop there.
Right.
And tell me what the fuck is happening in this game.
Right now-
Because I've occasionally glanced at the screen while we've been
Yeah.
talking, but I gotta tell you, I am not picking up much.
I'm picking up mushrooms because they're health, and this person here.
That's called a yoga shroom.
It's a yoga shroom. You missed the yoga pose earlier. When I ate the shroom, he did a headstand, and he's held it for like 5 seconds, and he healed. But
Okay.
I have to throw a mushroom at this person to get this gate up to continue, and they eat it.
Okay.
And then-
That's a striped person with horns.
Well, yep,
And no, the horn. That's a
that's a
mouth guard
mask. Yeah, it's a mouthpiece.
that she's vomiting.
Vomiting.
through.
Yep. I'm telling you, man, this fucking game's all over the place. All over the fucking place. That's why I love it.
I'm getting really strong like Killer 7 vibes
Yes.
from this.
Yes.
That's what this reminds me of.
Uh huh. Yeah. I mean, absolutely.
Well, did you see that they're making a
Killer 8.
no, not No More Heroes 3.
Yes. Oh, I love No More Heroes.
No More Heroes 3 on Switch. And No More Heroes 1 and 2 are now available to buy on Switch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
So if you want to get your No More Heroes fix before No More Heroes 3 comes out,
No Mo Hero.
No More Hero, and you know No More Heroes is of course like a spiritual successor to Killer
Yeah,
7.
exactly.
Well, it's not even a spiritual successor. It is
is-
straight up
it
just
is
like
a
a sequel
successor,
to Killer 7. Just in you know, what's his name's weird.
Travis.
No, I was the developer.
Oh.
Is that Suda? Is that Suda 5.1 that does No More Heroes?
Yeah.
Or is Suda 5.1 D4 Dark Dreams Don't Die?
You would know better than me. You're
I
more-
should, but
Yeah.
it's been a very long week. The new consoles are coming out
Sure.
in like less than 10 days. Well, no, exactly 10 days. Oh no, it's Halloween, so I guess exactly 11 days. The Xbox Series X comes out on November 10th. The PlayStation 5 comes out on November 12th. Every video game that matters for the rest of the year is coming out between now and whenever Cyberpunk's date got moved to, which
Yeah.
is December 10th, I think. Now
It'll get pushed back again.
You think it'll get pushed? I do not.
absolutely do.
I don't. I think this has to be the last one.
I have come to expect these things
This
from
is their-
2020. If I speak it out in the universe, maybe it'll go differently. That's just how my mind operates.
Oh, title drop.
Yeah, there you go, because that's how these things go.
Okay. Well, that was somehow less pretentious of a title drop than I was thinking it would be.
Oh, just you wait.
Okay.
You haven't even begun. Remember how I said game was totally up its own ass, but that's okay?
Yeah.
You're gonna see.
Uncle Death Comes Home quests. That was a good stop.
Yeah.
Good place.
No, it's pretty good. No, this game loves its loading screens, but for good reason.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier.
Yep, sure does.
What do you mean for good reason? Because of all the fancy graphics it has to
Oh, yeah.
keep in.
Well, I mean, it has to introduce a lot, and I feel like it does a good job of that.
Okay, so give me the bullet point plot of this game.
Okay.
Who am I
You are...
as a player?
As a player, you are...
Who is the protagonist of the story?
You are one of many people trying to make it to the top of the Tower of Barbs.
What is at the top of the Tower of Barbs?
Mysterious, mystical treasure. That
Is it Barbara Streisand?
It's Barbara Walters and
Is it
years of journalistic integrity.
Is that where Barbara from Stranger Things finally ended up?
That's where Barb is.
It's
yeah.
at the top of the Tower of Barbs?
The top of the Tower of Barbs.
Yeah.
It's Barnaby Jones.
Barnaby
Jones!
Ah,
We were supposed to get pickles.
we should be best friends.
Let's go to my house.
Let's go to my house. You want to see my
Take
house?
naps. Alright, here's where it gets meta and up its own ass.
Okay.
There's Uncle Death just chilling out in an arcade. Guess
Wait.
what? You were playing a video game the whole time.
What? What? No. Is he talking to me? Sitting at my computer? Oh, that is what is this? A fucking postal game? Like,
There's the poster
oh my god.
for the game
Oh my god.
that you're currently playing.
Oh my god.
And Uncle Death is illustrating. It's one of the guys from the loading screen.
It's like, could you imagine if, like, 15 minutes into a movie, like, the film reel skipped? That was film reel.
the ephemeral film reel.
The film reel. I did it again.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no,
The
we know
film
what
reel
There you go.
skipped, and all of a sudden the director was right there, and he was just like, "Oh man, pretty funny story, huh? Bet you were spooked out. Well, guess what? You're watching a movie, one that I shot and edited. Here's the cover of the movie right here. Well, bet you'd like to get back and see what those crazy kids were up to." We'll do that, but before we do, let me explain to you how watching a movie works. First, you sit there in your theater chair, right? And you cut a hole in the bottom of the popcorn tub.
And then you buy this timeshare. Let me explain how that works.
And now it's a SNES game, apparently.
That is correct.
Is it gonna change? Now, is this game gonna change styles of
No.
gameplay? Oh.
Nah.
Well, that's disappointing. Like, if it had started off like that, because what I already saw was really shitty, right?
Yeah.
So if it started off like that, and then Death showed up, and it was just like, "Ha! Bet you thought that was the game," and then it goes into like a 2D like shooter Contra style adventure.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And then it switches up, and it's just like, bet you thought that was the game, and then it's like a Grand Theft Auto open world thing. Like, if it kept that's my dream game
Yeah.
that I'm going to make one day. Is a game that's continuously jumping between different types of gameplay styles. And Frog Fractions kind of did that already.
Yeah.
But I would like to do a really more in-depth version of the Frog Fractions thing,
Oh,
where
sure.
where it starts off as like something like this, like a third-person action game,
Yeah.
but then it like constantly almost like devolves
Okay.
until the
And then
point-
you're eventually at Pong.
well, yeah, you're eventually a Pong or like a text adventure, and
Oh,
you
okay.
have like the final boss is like a text adventure, text prompt thing that you have to
Love it.
I just feel like to constantly like every new level is a step backwards in gameplay evolution. So, you know, you have like a level that feels like it would have been on the PS4 and Xbox One, and then you have a level that feels like it would have been on the PS3, then on the PS2, you know, and just keep going backwards because there's so many different like things that we've moved on from that we don't do anymore. It's like imagine a normal third-person shooter, and then all of a sudden you're like you have vehicle combat, but you have tank controls, but you didn't have tank controls an hour ago, but then now you have tank controls.
Because you're constantly having to adapt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it's a normal third-person adventure, but then like something weird and horror-y starts to happen, and then all of a sudden it's fixed camera. Like it was normal third-person orbit camera, but now it's a fixed camera every time you go into a room, and that would just be like so jarring to you. You know, I feel like there's a lot of stuff you can mine from that type of change. But anyway, that would be a much better game than this is. Tell us about this man going up an escalator.
You have to watch him go up the escalator. You can't move on your own. This is a loading screen on a loading screen.
I hate that.
You should give this game a shot. I really think you dig it if you get into the meat and potatoes of it. Right now, you're just watching all the pretentious asshole stuff that they're just throwing at you to introduce you to all the mechanics and introduce you to the game world itself. But when you get in the meat and potatoes of it, it's a lot of fun.
I do like that he still has all of the matrix holes on him from when he was hooked up in the tubes.
Yeah. Well, if you recall, my first death was forced. It was a forced cinematic. I didn't die on my own. Soon they will show you this awesome thing where if you encounter your former dead self, you have to fight your old dead self. I was Joshua before. Now I am Elmer. I did not name the characters.
Thank God. Because those are terrible.
He's explaining it now.
Why does he have 3D glasses on?
Why is anything anything? This game is quirky and Japanesey and fun.
He's holding his hand up like it's a telephone. Like he's got the finger and the thumb and the pinky out.
Otherwise, you wouldn't know he was on the phone.
I like how all of that blood exploded and yet no limbs or lacerations appeared on the body.
Yeah.
Like,
just a big bloody mess. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fine.
And now they're like the psychedelic glasses.
Yeah, like
do his glasses just continuously change throughout the game?
When the occasion calls for it. He reminds me of like the judge from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, who still terrifies me to this day.
I do not recall.
You know
sorry.
Christopher Lloyd's character when he's like the creepy guy dressed in all black and he's giving the Toons the dip, and then at the end he's like, "Remember when a Toon killed your brother? It was me, and I talked just like this." And his eyes bulge out of his head, and he's all fucking creepy, and he's got a pinhead and shit.
I don't, but I believe you.
Yeah. Who Framed Roger Rabbit's a great fucking movie. We should watch it.
Obviously, I don't remember much of it.
It's a really good movie. It was one of those weird times in licensing where you kind of could put everything in everything with little effort. You know, because they had Disney and Warner Brothers characters just hanging out everywhere.
You know, I had a writer talk to the director of Dead by Daylight not too long ago, and I put that article up just the other day.
Yeah.
And learning about and reading about the amount of effort that it goes into, because you know, Dead by Daylight has a million different horror characters.
It's got Ghostface, it's got Ash, it's got Michael Myers, Freddy. Everybody but Jason.
Pyramid Head.
Pyramid Head, yeah.
Well, Jason has his own game.
Jason has his own game, exactly.
But learning how like the struggle that they went through to like start getting those types of like licensed characters and stuff, and it wasn't until they were able to get Michael Myers, that was the first one.
Yep.
That really like once people saw that Michael Myers was getting in the game, then all of a sudden it became like an interesting thing for companies to like sign up with. It's a very interesting article. You should go read it.
Okay, sure.
On ScreenRant.com.
Yeah, I will.
I think it's called How Dead by Daylight Created the Ultimate Horror Crossover.
Mm.
Yeah.
Before Mortal Kombat.
Well, Mortal Kombat isn't a crossover of horror. Mortal Kombat is a
Is that-
crossover of like 1980s action movies.
It is now.
It's Super Smash Brothers for dads, is what Mortal Kombat is. It's just like, hey, are you an old hairy dad? Then
Well,
you'll love this character that
everyone-
we added to your Mortal Kombat game.
Everyone who grew up with Mortal Kombat is dads now, so
Yeah.
it's not that far fetched.
But should they be doing that, or should they be like trying to appeal to a younger audience so that they get new players attached, as opposed to, you know, people that have already seen Scorpion's Toasty Fatality 20 different times?
Nah, Ed Boon just kind of likes what he likes. Ed Boon is
Yeah,
his
and
own.
it's
He's his own demographic.
And it's called Scorpion. Scorpion's Toasty Fatality is the most used fatality in Mortal Kombat. Not most used by players, but it's like it appears in more Mortal Kombat games than any other fatality.
Huh. Well, yeah. I mean, it's been there since the very beginning.
It's been there since the very beginning, but there, and also like Scorpion has been in almost every Mortal Kombat game.
Almost?
Almost. He wasn't in Mortal Kombat 3, he was in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
Huh. I don't remember him not being in Mortal Kombat 3, but I guess I'll take
Let's see if I can do it off the top of my head.
Yeah.
The entire Mortal Kombat 3 cast.
Sure.
Regular Mortal Kombat 3, not
Not
Ultimate.
Ultimate, yeah.
Okay. Alright, so Sector Cyrax, Smoke as a unlockable. Mataro, Shao Kahn, Liu Kang,
Yeah.
Kano, Sonya, Sub-Zero, but new Sub-Zero, unmasked, not in the ninja outfit.
Tundra.
No, this is Bihan was the first one, I want to say. I'm kind of blanking on new Sub-Zero's actual name. But this is Sub-Zero's younger brother. He's the
Yeah.
one with the red scar.
Exactly.
Because Sub-Zero died in Mortal Kombat 1.
Yes.
Okay, so then we have Stryker, Cabal,
Yep.
Shiva. Let's see. Kung Lao,
Yeah.
and
You haven't said my favorite one
from Mortal Kombat 3,
from most Mortal Kombat games, but yeah, for sure.
I said Cyrax.
I'm pretty sure he was in it. Nightwolf.
Nightwolf, yes. Yeah, Nightwolf is one, you're right. I'm trying to remember if I'm blanking on any.
Did you say Cabal? You said Cabal.
I said Cabal.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, because Cabal and Stryker are the...
See, this is why we need to write shit down.
Well, I know this. Like, this is, like, ingrained
Yeah.
into my
Oh,
deep,
Sindel.
deep- yeah, Sindel.
Yeah.
I'm going through, like, I have the strategy guide in my head, and I'm, like, flipping through pages, trying to remember everybody. But the problem is that the strategy guide that's in my head is for Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and I'm, like, crossing off people as I come through them, as I flip through the pages in my head. Because, like, I know Rain wasn't in it, I know fucking Melina wasn't in it, I know Reptile wasn't in it, you know? I said Smoke.
Yeah.
Alright, so, no, Shang Tsung, obviously. Shang Tsung. Young Shang Tsung, not old Shang Tsung.
Yeah, Shang Yung.
Going through the character select screen here. I think that might be everybody. There was only like 16.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot compared to other games.
Who'd I forget?
I think you did get them all.
I'm gonna look it up. Who'd I forget?
But yeah, he was in all the other ones.
You like
Scorpion.
Night-
I do like Nightwolf. I
You
think
like
he's-
Nightwolf a lot.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, I just think he's cool. His moves are awesome. He's got tomahawks. He's got Apache knife fighting techniques. You know, he's positive representation for indigenous peoples in video games.
Speaking of positive representation, you know who the only character that I forgot was? Jax.
I thought you said Jax.
I don't think I did. I may have, but I don't think I did.
Yeah.
That's the only one that I don't think I said. Everybody else is on there.
I like Jax too. Jax is a great character.
Jax, especially in Mortal Kombat 3.
Metal Arms Jax.
Like, I did not like Jax in Mortal Kombat 2
Yeah.
because he didn't feel like he had a thing.
Yeah.
And then in Mortal Kombat 3, they gave him metal arms,
Yeah,
and I was
blew
just
his
like, well,
arms
that's fucking perfect.
That's-
Like,
yeah,
why
that's
didn't you do
amazing.
that from the start? And I love the backstory of, why Jax has metal arms.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because, they got fucking
They got
ripped off.
fucking blowed off.
Actually, that would probably make for a good article, why Jax has metal arms in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
If you saw that, that's something you click on.
Well, not really, because I know.
Well, but I'm talking about, like, the retards that read articles.
Oh, you can't say that word.
Oh, I'm sorry, the mentally disabled?
Stop it.
Trump supporters.
Ah.
I don't know what the right thing to call retards is nowadays. I think Trump supporters works, right?
Yeah.
Honestly?
Fucking honestly, can we get this election over with? I just want it to be over.
2 days.
2 fucking days.
3
And then-
days, I guess.
Well, and then after that, it's still not going to be fucking over.
Well, that is the thing.
because there's going to be fucking runoffs and recounts and
It's gonna be a whole thing.
this side cheated and that side cheated and fucking Russia and all this fucking bullshit. Just fucking stop. Just cut it the fuck out and shut up about Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden is not his dad. He's not running for fucking president. Don't fucking worry about it.
No, he's Hunter Biden's dad.
Yeah, I mean Joe Biden is not.
You said he's not Hunter Biden's dad.
Yeah, no, Hunter Biden is not Joe Biden. So let's just fucking.
Yeah, that's true.
Just stop. Just cut it out.
But what about Hillary Clinton's emails?
Still don't fucking care.
But her emails.
But yeah, butter emails, delicious. Buttery Benghazi bagel emails.
I've still never seen your birth certificate, Eric. I feel like you may be a
Oh yeah,
deplorable.
I'm a Russian, Ukrainian, double, triple, quadruple agent.
Why is your guy dressed like a Borderlands character?
You know what? I was thinking that too, and he is, because I picked up shit that made him look like that. You just pick up whatever you can fucking find.
I don't like how the character is weirdly cel shaded against the normal background.
What do you have against cell shading?
I don't have anything against okay.
You just don't like it.
Well, hold on.
Whenever-
I might start to be having a thing against cel shading. 'Cause
Okay.
I was thinking about this the other day.
Sure.
Because JC sent me a thing for Trials of Midgard. Have you heard about that game? I think they announced it back in July.
Trials of Midgard. That sounds like something I have heard of.
It's like Trials or Trails of Midgard or something like that. I don't know. It looks kind of Breath of the Wild-y, kind of Genshin Impact-y,
Sure.
which are both, cel-shaded games.
Yeah.
And it's like this very specific style. This one is leaning more into the Borderlands aspect of it.
Okay.
But it screams lazy to me.
Okay.
And it obviously it's not.
Yeah.
I'm sure it takes just as much work as anything else.
Yeah.
But it looks like cheap Cartoon Network garbage as opposed to real. You know what I would love is like a third-person open world game in hand-drawn animation form.
Okay.
Like something like Cuphead,
But third person.
but
open
third
world.
person open world.
Yeah.
And I think that would be fucking fantastic.
That would be a lot of fucking work.
Yes, it would.
But that's video games. They're a lot of fucking work.
Yeah. Your name is Dustin?
No, Dustin is the name of this mechanic they're introducing.
Is the mechanic that trash can with a lid?
Yeah, I'm depositing shit for later or something.
Into Dustin? Why does it say Direct Hell?
Direct Hell is the insurance company.
Why are we on your Steam page?
Because this actually, I think this leads me to purchases. Yeah,
Okay. This
actual
is where the money
in-game
goes.
purchase. Yeah, this is where the money comes in.
Okay.
And I pick up a pumpkin and I'm
That's
gonna eat
a
it.
black pumpkin.
Yeah, it's gonna be delicious.
I don't think that's true.
You don't know that.
It's covered in spider webs.
It's candy.
It's covered in spider webs.
It's cotton candy. Oh yeah, this is when I try to figure out how to eat stuff. No, wait, this is not when I figure out how to try to eat stuff. This is when my wife called me into the nursery because she was dealing with diaper issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna be stuck here for a second.
Not just a second.
What's that thing
long.
embedded in your chest?
That's my heart. See, when your stamina, instead of having a stamina meter, like an external stamina meter, your heart kind of glows different colors, and that's your stamina meter.
But you can't see that.
Unless your stamina runs out.
How do you see that from the back of you?
What it becomes more visible. I don't understand the question.
Okay, I see your heart in your chest.
Yes.
I see that. That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
All right. I'll wait until we get a good shot of your character again, but there's a blue thing. It's like a cylindrical vial embedded in the middle of your chest,
Yeah.
horizontally.
Oh, that. I don't know what that is. The heart is the stamina meter.
Yeah, I get that. That's not what I was asking about.
Oh, okay.
I'm asking about the fucking Iron Man vial you have in the middle of your fucking chest.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I think that's one of those matrixy things they just threw in.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Gotcha.
Why did you think I would like this game? Because it's Dark Soulsy?
Yeah, you should play it. I think you would have a lot of fun with this game if you played it. It's free, so just try it.
But my free time is so small.
It's so precious.
It's so small.
It's so small.
There's so very little and so much Among Us I gotta play.
Among Us will still be there. It's going to be popular for quite a while.
Well, there's other stuff that I'm playing, but we can't talk about that.
Well, okay, yeah, we can't.
So it's all Among Us otherwise. And
It doesn't look very Dark Soulsy now, but in a little while.
well, I gotta tell you, the one thing that's making it feel really not Dark Soulsy is the massive amount of money that falls into you when you
Yes.
kill somebody.
Yes. I didn't say it's perfectly Dark Soulsy. It's got Dark Soulsy elements.
I think one of the best things that Dark Souls and those types of games do, when it comes to that type of shit, is that your currency is also what you use to level up.
Yeah.
And that's always a very interesting trade-off, because it's like, hey, do you want to level up your character right now, or do you want to buy this really big-ass sword? And that's a more interesting trade-off,
It's a
especially
dilemma.
because a lot of weapons have stat attributes attached to them, and it's just like, hey, you can't use this until you get to such and such a level.
I'm pretty sure it works the same way here with currency and leveling up. I just didn't level up the entire time I played this. Because if you see in the right-hand side of the screen, it says you can level up in the waiting room. I couldn't figure out how to fucking get back to the waiting room.
Okay.
So,
So you just stepped on that frog instead.
frogs are food. So are rats. So you'll probably... and rats are much harder to catch, so you're going to see me chase some rats around in a little while, probably.
I don't understand what these weapons are.
Some of them are fireworks shooters, some of them are hammers, some of them are saws, some of them are hot irons. Hot iron's probably my favorite.
Alright, I still feel like we haven't answered the question. What is the plot of this game?
You have to get to the top of the Tower of Barbs.
What does that mean?
Exactly what it sounds like.
Why? Why do you have to get to the top of the Tower of Barbs?
Because no one else has done it.
What is your motivation for doing it yourself?
Incredible treasure, and to be closer to God. I think part of this game's plot is the gods came to Earth and split the planet into 4 different zones or something. It's all very convoluted.
Oh, good, we're on an escalator
Yep,
again.
another escalator. Just give it a shot. I had a lot of fun with it. I did not
It
expect...
does not. It doesn't look like it.
I did not expect to like this game as much as I did.
Tamata. Why are you wearing Speedos?
Because that's just what you're wearing when you come out of the thing. It's
Why don't
better
you
than-
get new outfit?
Because you have to pick that stuff up off of enemies, and very few enemies are actually wearing shit. And I hate these fucking guys, the fucking jetpack asshole jerks,
Oh,
because
geez.
they hit for a ton. This is where it starts to get more Dark Souls-y, and everything can fucking murder you at the drop of a hat.
That guy's wearing a cone on his head.
Just like that movie. Bachelor.
Michael.
It's two different movies we were going for.
Mine's funnier because it's farther away
It is.
from when
It's much
somebody would have
would have a thing on their head.
You remember
Exactly.
Michael?
I do remember. It was
John
the one with John Travolta as an angel.
John Travolta as an angel, and was that what's her name?
Meg Ryan?
No,
Goldie Hawn?
the one from Ghostbusters, or not Ghostbusters, the one from Groundhog Day.
Oh, Andy McDowell.
Andy McDowell.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Travolta and Andy McDowell.
And a song by the Goo Goo Dolls.
Chain, chain, chain.
That's not at all what that is.
That is the most iconic song
oh
from
yeah,
Michael.
that's it's in that movie, but that's not the song. I'm talking
Everyone
about.
danced to Chain, Chain, Chain.
Yeah, Chain of Fools. That's a good song.
It
but
is.
That's not the one I was talking about.
Which one were you talking
It's the
about?
one with the Goo Goo Dolls.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
I just
There's lots.
want you to know who I am. Yeah, that one.
Is that what that song was written for?
Yeah, I think they actually wrote it for that soundtrack.
Really?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Interesting.
Yeah. Fall damage.
What the fuck is happening now?
This is where they explain the insurance. She's weird.
This is so weird.
I told you, this game is all over the fucking place.
Sorry.
That's why I like it.
Let me introduce myself. I am in charge
Okay.
of insurance sales.
And yes, the Tower of Barbs is so prominent,
Direct
and so
Hell
iconic
Insurance.
that it has its own insurance service.
People die in this tower.
This has gone on so long that it needs insurers.
Direct Hell Insurance
See, I think this is my problem with like a lot of Japanese things.
Sure.
Is that they take it's like someone has an idea and then they're just like, okay, but what's the most extreme it could possibly be?
Yeah.
But then they also try to ground it in reality at the same time, and it just the combination of those things is always so fucking weird. Because it's like, what do they keep and what do they like think isn't as important, but what do they're just like after all this stuff, you know,
Yeah.
they still make you like have to go to the bathroom.
Well, how are we going to make a nightmarish hellscape
being seen in
even more nightmarish but still somehow grounded in reality? By introducing insurance companies. Fuck insurance companies. Do you know they still use fax machines? Why does anybody still use a fax machine in 2020?
I'm not sure.
Exactly, we can just email all that shit now.
Let's take a screenshot.
Yeah. It's not hard. You can just relay all that shit, all the information over the fucking phone. Somebody can type it. Why? Fax machines. Why are fax lines still open? And why do I have to fucking go to a grocery store or a library to fucking use one? I'll tell you why. Because nobody fucking uses them anymore. Except when they're dealing with insurance companies. Which is bullshit. That's another reason insurance companies are fucking people.
You know, you can just get one of those all-in-one printers. I think my printer is a fax machine.
Really?
Yeah.
When did you buy that?
I've had it for years. 2 or 3.
Years. Years, you see.
2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years, which is when fax machines should have been
No.
obsolete.
No. It hasn't been.
No? It hasn't been? Has it been less or more?
I'm sorry, I was distracted by the whatever the fuck is happening with
I'm
the
being-
giant drill robot.
I'm being chased by a bunch of shit, and I'm trying to find a place to stop and eat and regain my health.
Right?
But if I do that, I'ma die.
Yep. Well, such as the Souls games.
Sure is.
Alright. I feel like the death will come soon here, right?
Yeah. It comes
fact that they're
3 or
not-
4 more times.
They're not doing a lot of damage to you when they hit you.
Does it make it soulsy?
Is interesting. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it very like in Dark Souls you have like 2 or 3 hits and
Yeah.
then you're just fucked.
Well, the flying drills do significantly more damage than anything else. The enemies that I'm facing are all level 1 enemies. Well, that one's not.
That's level 7.
I'm sure that they scale up. Like, I only played this for an hour, but I'm sure it all scales up eventually. Like, that one took a significant chunk off of me.
They'll never catch you up here.
They will.
This is going poorly for you.
Oh no, it goes very, very sour very quickly, and this whole thing goes tits up quite a number of times. I use all 3 of my free continues for the day.
Is that what that big number 3 is up there in the corner? That's how many continues you have left?
I think so. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is where I actually try to fight back, and it doesn't go so well.
Well, it's important to try.
Yeah, it really is. Because then this asshole shows back up. Jetpack drill. Coming to fuck up my day.
Now,
Power
instead
tools.
of... Alright, so you said that it costs to buy continues. How much does it cost to buy...
I don't know, I didn't go to the store and check.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I do think that is a more interesting way of doing that type of mechanic.
Yeah.
Because then it really does, like I said at the beginning, like then it really does feel like an arcade.
Yeah.
Because even almost better than an arcade. Because in an arcade you would have to pay money to try the first time.
Exactly.
Where if you could pay, you know, if you got a free demo and it was just like, hey, you could beat this entire game in this free demo if you don't die. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like testing you to see how good you really think you are.
Yeah.
That's not a terrible idea.
It's not, especially if you apply it to a Souls-like. Traditional Souls-like games, can you imagine those in arcades?
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh.
Ugh.
Well, see, now it still says 3 in the corner.
So
though.
it's not the number of
So it's not
continues.
that.
See, now I'm not entirely sure at all what it is. No fucking clue. Need to update. I'm missing calls and messages.
Do we need to just be done? We can be. We got 10 more minutes.
We can go for a little longer. It's fine. We can just go to the end. It's fine. There's not really anything going on. Like it just goes on like this until I use up all my continues.
Well, so we could just stop.
Yeah.
And save ourselves all the hassle.
Oh yeah, fuck it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
None of this matters.
No.
No, it never did.
And, I mean, and this game isn't great.
I do think you should give it a try though.
Okay. I gotta promise you.
You're going into this.
I'm probably
with a bad opinion of it already.
Well, I'm just probably not gonna.
Okay. I think what have you got to lose?
Again, my very, very, very precious free time. Of which you continue to squander by making me watch you stand not quite on a railing.
No, it's fine.
In what appears to be some sort of low-res CG makeup of what a non-spooky Silent Hill hallway would look like.
That's a good way of describing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like that's my job.
All right. Well then.
Look. Yeah, you died again.
I died again.
That was really fast.
I told you, there's a lot of dying in this part.
I don't hate the skeleton meta stuff.
Yeah.
That's actually like one of the most redeeming qualities of this so far, but only because the rest is so terrible. The thing is that I have to play a lot of games.
Sure.
I have to. There's always something new coming out. There's always new things like floating through. We're getting, I get a ton of emails every day about new shit popping up.
But your emails.
And so you have to really you have to be able to look at a thing, to play a thing, and within 10, 15 minutes really, really grab somebody and be like, okay, this is something I want to see more of.
Well, that's the thing about this game. It grabbed me within the first 10 minutes. And the thing about me is, I don't have to play a bunch of games, and I probably will end up playing this again.
Well, and that's fine. That's great for you.
Yeah.
But I don't think that I feel the same way.
That's fine.
It is. Because we
figured-
can have two different opinions.
That's the beauty of America.
Of America.
And we can still be friends.
That's true.
Fuck you, Chris.
Fuck you, Eric.
I love you.
I love you too.
All right.
This has been True Lies by Arnold Schwarzenegger and James Cameron.
He didn't make that.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is a special agent, Harry Tasker, although to his wife, Helen, Jamie Lee Curtis. I like how it says Arnold Schwarzenegger is Special Agent Larry Tasker, although to his wife, Helen, and then in parentheses, Jamie Lee Curtis.
He's the governor of California.
He's just a boring computer salesman. When Harry's two lives
you about Hewlett Packard.
unexpectedly collide, both he and Helen find themselves in the clutches of international terrorists, fighting to save not only their marriage, but their lives.
But Harry's job as a computer salesman.
Directed by James Cameron and crammed with incredible special effects.
What's
True Lies. True Lies is an exhilarating mix of non-stop action and romantic comedy. I don't remember True Lies being any of those things.
At all.
I just remember True Lies being a really shitty Super Nintendo game. You remember the Super Nintendo True Lies?
Yeah. Oh man, remember when
It was like top-down dodge rolls.
Yeah, there was a bunch of games on.
They did the game over man, game over joke every time you died.
It's not even from that movie.
It's not. Same actor though.
They made a bunch of games back then that really, from properties that had no business being games.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of something that I miss in today's video game, because video games cost so much to make now.
Yeah.
They don't do that because they know the profit isn't going to be enough to justify it.
Yeah.
But I really do miss really, really shitty movie tie-ins.
John
because
Grisham's The Pelican Brief game.
every now and then you would get super ingenuitive ideas.
Yeah.
From those really shitty tie-in games. It would be surrounded in a terrible game, but there'd be one good idea, and I feel like that's something that should come back. Speaking of games with no good ideas.
I want to see. Remember when I told you about those surveys I was taking
Yeah.
about how they asked what kind of games I was playing?
More of your Bitcoin scams.
Yeah, well, I mean, the survey one actually might most assuredly be a scam, but the other one isn't. Golden Girls game. I want to see a Golden Girls game.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Didn't we make that already? I feel like we made that.
Oh yeah, was it Coastal Soft? Coastal Soft made that. From the makers of Crypt Maggots.
Ugh. You're right in your genitals.
Yeah, no, he drilled me. Drilled me right in the wiener parts.
Alright, this has 4 minutes left, but I don't think I can do it.
All right, that's fine.
It's done.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll just end it right here.
Happy Halloween, Eric.
Yeah, happy Halloween, Chris. Seriously, play this.
This world is terrible.
Oh my god, and it's getting worse all the time. I don't think I can handle 4 more years of this shit.
Vote.
I already did. I voted early. I voted like the second day you could.
Oh, it's probably thrown away by now then.
Yeah, without a doubt.